Namaste students, my name is JVS Dr. Neeraj Dholia, Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science, Jayoti Vidyapeeth, Women's Institute, Jaipur. So today we are going to discuss a topic that is the introduction of industrial microbiology and the microbial world. And this belongs to the subject, agriculture microbiology. So let's start. So what is the agriculture microbiology? So the microbiology which is applicable or which is related with the agriculture is known as the agriculture microbiology. So basic is the microbiology, and what is the concepts of the microbiology, how the microbiology started. Okay, so the story starts with a scientist, that is Francisco Stuley. In 1625 to 1630, he drew the first images which are considered as the microscopic observations of the some bees and the whales. So conceptually, they are not the microbes, but the observation was microscopic. After that, in 1665, okay, sorry if I told 1925, the Francisco Redi was given their observation in the 1625 and 1630. Okay, so please correct that. Then after that, the Robert Hooke, who published their observation in a very well-known book, that is the Micrographia, in 1665. Okay, so he observed the structure of a dried wood stem, that is the cork, and he observed that there are a comb-like structure, hollow shells are there. Okay, so he termed that hollow shells, the comb-like structure, as the cells. So the term cells was given by the Robert Hooke. Okay, and he also observed fungus, that is microfungus mucor, and nowadays you know that fungus is the hairy mold. Okay, so after that, the father of microbiology, that are known as the Anthony van Leeuwenhoek. So he do the tremendous work, or very good work in the field of the microbiology. So he is also known as the father of the microbiology in 1632 and to 1723. So basically, he was not a scientist; he was a draper, and he works on, or he have a business of the clothes. So he used to use the pieces of the glasses to observe the thread of the clothes. So in randomly he observed that there are some minute animals in the water and in the other things. So he termed the microbes as the animalcules. Okay, but um, he used to observe the different animalcules that he termed at that time. Okay, so he also published his observation in a journal, that is the Philosophical Transactions of the Royal Society in London. Okay, so the very early original microscopic observations he observed and he reported. Okay, so that are the basics of the development of the microbiology. So if we talk about the microbial world, so microbes are they are classified in the different ways. Okay, so there is a five kingdom classification which is given by the Robert Whittaker in 1969, and he classified the all living organisms in five groups, that are the first kingdom is the prokaryote, that is Monera, then the Protista, fungi, plantae, and Animalia. So except the Plantae and Animalia, all the other groups includes the microbes. The microbes are prokaryotia, Monera. They may be the eukaryotes, including the protista, fungi, and plantae. So in the prokaryotes, now we know that this includes the bacteria and archaea. In eukaryotes, the protista, or we can say the protozoans are there. In the fungi, you know very well the yeast molds are included in that, and all them are the microbes. Okay, so after that, five kingdom classification is given by the Carl Woese in 1978. Okay, so he divided the all living being in three major domains on the basis of the cell wall composition, the membrane lipid, RNA sequencing, protein synthesis, and antibiotic sensitivity. So these domains are, first domain was the eubacteria, that you may also say the true bacteria. Okay, then second domain was the archaebacteria, and that includes the ancient bacteria which are found in the extreme conditions. And third domain was the eukarya. Okay, so in the eukarya, all the eukaryotes are included in this domain, including the protista, fungi, plantae, animalia. Okay, so the bacteria and the eubacteria, bacteria and archaebacteria, they are the prokaryotes, and other than microbes are included as the eukaryotes. Nowadays, we are categorizing the living beings in two major groups. One is the prokaryotes, and second one is the eukaryotes. So the microbes, they are present in both of the groups. In the prokaryotes, two main subgroups are there: the archaea and the bacteria. So the archaea are the prokaryotic unicellular organisms, and they form the first domain of life. So Carl Woese's three-dimensional system, a prokaryote is defined as having the no cell nucleus, means archaea means they are similar to the old type of the bacteria. They lack the membrane-bound organisms. They lack the organized nucleus. Archaea share these defined features with the bacteria with which they were once grouped. Okay, so archaea differ from the bacteria in both their genetics and the biochemistry. Say, for example, the bacterial cell membrane are made up of the phosphoglycerides with ester bonds. Archaean membrane are made up of the either ether lipids. Okay, so they do not have the phosphoglycerides. Archaea were originally described as extremophiles, means they are present in the extreme environments such as the hot springs. Okay, but they have been found in all types of habitat right now. So only now the scientists being to realize how common the archaea are in the environment with the other forms of the lives. So these organisms are also common in soil, and they play the vital role in the various biological reactions such as the ammonia oxidation. So the combined domain of the archaea and bacteria are make up the most diverse and abundant group of the organisms on the earth, and habitat practically all environments where the temperature is below plus 140 degrees Celsius. They are found in water, soil, air, and as the microbiome of an organism's hot springs, and even in the deep beneath the earth crust in the rocks. So the number of prokaryotes is estimated to be around 5 nonillion, means 5 into 10 power 30. So they are counting for the at least half of the biomass of the earth. Okay, so next one is the bacteria, and you know very well that bacteria are very similar to the archaea, but because they are unicellular, they do not have the nucleus, they do not have the membrane bound organelles. They are microscopic, and the bacteria function and reproduce as the individual cell, but they can often aggregate in multicellular colonies and making the biofilms. Okay, their genome is usually a circular bacterial chromosome and a single loop of DNA. So although they can also have a small pieces of DNA called the plasmids, that is the extra chromosomal DNA, and this plasmid can be transferred between cells through the bacterial conjugation. Bacteria, they have the enclosing cell wall with which provides the strength and rigidity to their cells. So they generally divide with the binary fission or sometimes by the budding. Okay. So in the eukaryotes, microbes are also present. So which eukaryotes are the microbes? Say for the example, protist. Okay. So the eukaryotic group, the protists, are most commonly unicellular and microscopic. So this is a highly diverse group of organisms that are not easy to classify. Protists. Several algae species are multicellular protists, and slime molds have unique lifestyles or life cycles that involve the switching between unicellular, colonial, and multicellular forms. So the number of species of protists is unknown since only a small proportion has been defined or identified. Okay, so they are generally found in the ocean, deep sea vents, river sediments, acidic river, and they suggest that that many eukaryotic microbial communities may yet be discovered. Next, eukaryote, which can be included in the microbe, is the fungi. So fungi have the several unicellular species such as the Baker's yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, and fission yeast, the Saccharomyces pombe. Some fungi such as the pathogenic yeast, Candida albicans, and can undergo the phenotypic switching and grow as single cells in some environment and filamentous hyphae in others. Okay, so some plants are also included in microbes. So for example, the green algae. So they are the large group of the photosynthetic eukaryotes that include many microscopic organisms, although some green algae are classified as protists. Others, such as the Charophyta, are classified with embryophyte plants, which are the most familiar group of land plants. So algae can grow as single cells or in long chains of the cells, and the green algae include the unicellular and colonial flagellates, usually but not always with 2 flagella per cell, as well as various colonial cocoidal and filamentous forms. So this was about the introduction and the microbial world. So hope you are satisfied with this detailed session. If you have any doubt, any query, you can write in the comment box. And this session is powered by Digital Version 2, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Thank you.